The Morgan Report with David Morgan. Discover how to build and protect your wealth at themorganreport.com.
David Morgan of themorganreport.com for the week ending 15 March 2024. Well, I'll try to keep this one brief this week. First of all, silver for the week. Last 5 days of trading or so, it was as low as about 24.07, 24.04, depends on who you use. I'm using Kitco, and it got as high as about 25.40, closed the week out about 25.18. So about $1.40 move in 5 days. That's not too bad. Is silver catching up to gold? It will eventually. I wouldn't say this move is going to prove it immediately, but it does indicate that silver certainly can move with gold, and gold, of course, is setting the pace. And the big question, of course, is this trend going to continue? How much longer is it going to go? Is it going to correct? When's it going to correct? And how far is it going to correct? The answer to that is yes, it will correct. How soon and when, we don't know. There's a lot of momentum, and I think it'll continue for a while longer, but at some point there will be a correction. Moving on, I'm looking at the silversunrise.tv. This is actually the producer's website. When I started this project, I didn't know that he was going to make one. So rather than confuse people, we just have a redirect for silversunrise.tv, and it goes to his website. And so just a few things to point out. Most of you already know about the synopsis, but it really delves into the stress, fear, and control of money that exerts over our lives. I mean, that's the big picture. And of course, when I use the word, money, I'm really referring to currency. I'm not really referring to money, because money, its real definition, of course, is specie money, which means gold or silver. At least that's what it has meant for 1,000 years. Yes, there's been sheath shells, and yes, there's been tally sticks, and yes, there's been all these things. But really, the money that's worked the best has been a bi- or trimetallic standard, and that means gold, silver, and copper, or gold and silver. And as I've said in the past, a gold-only standard is a one-way street to a fiat money system, and that's outlined in the paper called Gold Standard Equals Fiat Undisguised. I won't belabor that point. I've talked about it in the past. So on this website, I think there's a lot here. If you go to the movies tab, as you can see, there's a lot of things that James, our producer, James Yeager, has done. You can see a lot of them there. Mainstream, Midnight Ride, Moulin Rouge, Spoiler, Corporate Fascism, and on. Fiat Empire was his first documentary film about, I think, 10 years ago, and I know he got a Tully Award for it, so you can check those movies out. Research, you can go into what he's done and what he's developing. You can also look at about the mission statement, what's new, affiliations and contacts. Synopsis for reading. The script, you can look at it. So the script went back and forth between he and I several times. And I wanted to get in basically more than just the problem. I want the solution, and I want thinking outside the box. So we talked about really the spiritual side of money, what we're really facing. And in my view, a lot of it has to do with good and evil. Also, the basic premise I've said over and over again, which is you can't get something for nothing, not in the long run. And yet the bankers have the law on their side that they can create basically money from just pressing digits on a computer. And of course, anyone else that did that would be counterfeiting. So there's the whole script. I'm not saying anyone wants to read the whole thing, but you can. It's available to you. The trailers are here. And then, as most of you have seen them, there's two. They've been updated. And there's some excerpts of some of the stuff we've already got. We've already got our next interview lined up. We're making arrangements for film crews and everything that's entailed in making a documentary, so things are in work. And lastly, James has done the progress report, which will be coming out to our mailing list probably within the next week or so. So you can get a progress report on what we've done, and from the inception of the idea to finalizing the script is a larger task than I thought it would be, because I've never done this before, but that's accomplished. And then we have a lot of questions that go around the script that we'll be asking all the people that are participating in the film. And I did secure somebody that I think will be benefit to the overall production, and that happened again this week. I won't give out their name at this time, but I will later after we get the next in line filmed. So look for the progress report if you're on our free mailing list. If you're not, just go to our main website, themorganreport.com, fill in your first name, your best email. You'll get an email from us. You will verify that that's you and you want it. That's called a double opt-in. Once that's accomplished, then every update that I do, you'll get it. And every video that I do, you'll probably be informed about it so you can come watch it. I have been shadow banned basically from day one. All the videos I do, which is usually averaging 2 to 3 a week, never get into the feed of YouTube. They just don't. So a lot of people are unaware of actually how much I do as far as interviews on a monthly basis. But if you just go to the website, themorganreport.com, and you pull down the blog tab, you will see them all there for your convenience. So I'll sign out. This is David Morgan of the Morgan Report. I'll be back with you next week with another weekly update.
What if I told you that you could go broke in less than 24 hours? That's how long it took for the Dow Jones Industrial Average to plunge by nearly 22%, losing investors billions overnight. The same happened to the FTX crypto exchange and Terra Luna stablecoin. Both crashed overnight, losing crypto investors billions. You need a strategy that will protect whatever amount of savings you have now. We are going to witness the greatest transfer of wealth that has ever occurred in recorded history, and you must understand the following. You can absolutely go broke in one day. We've been helping subscribers weather this economic mess for years. Now it's time for you to get the same insights. What really happens during a major collapse is that the wealth changes hands. You will actually benefit by looking ahead and knowing exactly how to build and preserve your wealth. Putting just 10% or 20% of your wealth into our approach could make all the difference in your financial security and peace of mind over the next few years. Discover the Morgan Report today. Visit our site at themorganreport.com.